everyone, coming live to talk about a new masterclass that we're going to be doing. I'm super excited for it. I think it's been a long time coming because I've been working in the flow and with the flow for a while now, so I wanted to teach you guys how to do it. This one is going to be a 90-minute masterclass. I haven't set a date yet because I want you guys to be able to vote on it and choose. It's going to be 90 minutes on Zoom, and we're all going to hop on. It's going to be recorded. I'm also going to include 2 meditation activations. So the first meditation activation is going to be getting into the flow. So it's going to allow you to tap into that flow so that you can easily check in and find the flow and what flow means for you. And then also another meditation activation that is for connecting to creation. So when you're in the flow, you're wanting to be in alignment with the things that you want to create, because we're creators, we're manifestors, and not the human design manifest, but we're manifesting in every moment. So I want you guys to know how to get into the flow and create in the flow and align yourself with stuff. So these are the things that we're going to go over in the masterclass. So again, it's 90 minutes, and we're going to talk about what is flow. We're going to talk about flow versus hustle, because they're completely different things. And I want you guys to be able to discern what's hustle and what's flow. I know that I've been through my own journey of understanding what hustle is, and I know that society likes to tell us that hustle is important, that hustle is a good trait. And I really beg to differ, because I feel like what we're learning to lean into now is the divine feminine, and how to create from the feminine, and how to lean back and allow things to manifest and come to you, and what it means to be in the feminine and masculine balanced and equally, instead of just being force. If you want something, go out and get it, do it. So what we're talking about in here is what flow means, why it's important, and the art of surrender, because you really have to surrender to that flow. You have to surrender to the currents. You have to surrender to the universe, and it takes a lot for some people to surrender and lean back, because it goes against what we've always been taught to do, and it can be a little bit different learning how to be in the being state, and how to find your play, and how to manifest through that play. So I'm going to teach you about doing that. We're going to talk about the importance of play and creation, and why a lot of us tend to make life so serious, and how seriousness affects being in the flow, and how taking life too seriously affects your manifestations and the ease and grace of creation and getting the things that you desire. Because when you're tapping into play, when you're tapping into fun and excitement, everything comes easily, and that's when you're in the flow. We're also going to do a little activity for visualizing flow. So we're going to tap into your different spiritual gifts too. So whatever's strongest for you, we're going to try to understand how flow shows up in those different senses, and how you can turn inward to tap into the flow. So for me, I'm very visual. So I can tap into what flow looks like for me, and I can map out where flow is taking me. So we're going to talk about conscious flow mapping and what that means, and how to use it in your life and your business, because I find it very important for you to understand how to tap into the present and know what's in alignment with right now, and how to pull your energy from the future and the past and allow you to be present. Because sometimes we get so ahead of ourselves that we feel like, oh, I need to do this, I need to force this because I need to make this happen, right? And we're not supposed to be living in the future. Sometimes you're waiting for divine timing to happen. And if you go and try to start a project that's not in alignment with now, you'll find yourself meeting a brick wall. And so it's important for us to tap into the present, to tap into flow. So we're going to talk about that and how to map your flow. So like charting, as if you are a boat on the ocean. So you're in the current of flow. And I want you to be able to look at where you are in the present location and where you're going 2 steps ahead. Where is this flow leading you? And sometimes you don't get to know. Sometimes it's not something you can tap into, and you just have to trust. And that's the art of leaning back, the art of surrender. But you do need to set your sails so that you are on course, So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about, like I said earlier, tapping into your spiritual gifts to align with flow. So we're going to talk about clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyance, all the different spiritual gifts and how flow shows up in those, so that you can learn how to read the energy of flow, however it shows up in you. Because the flow state is an energy. It is an alignment. And I want you guys to be able to tap into how that feels in you, so that you can either visualize it, feel it, hear it. I don't know. You have to tap into your senses, because that's about being present, is tapping into our senses. Then we are going to talk about human design, and we're going to talk about the different energy types and what flow looks like for those energy types. So if you're a projector, what does flow look like? If you're a generator, how do you flow? Manifesting generator, what does flow look like? And alignment. Flow is kind of the same thing as alignment. So when you guys are able to tap into flow, your manifestations and magnetism just increase, and you're able to pull all those things you want by just being you. Isn't that exciting? No more work, guys. No more work. Just being. Why not? And then we're going to talk about, again, how you know that you're in the flow based on your self and your not self theme. So what emotions come up when you're in the flow, what emotions come up when you're not in the flow, based on your design. And then we're also going to pull in gene keys, because there's aspects of gene keys that you can go and look in your chart and see, okay, what does flow look like for me? How do I get myself in the victim state and push myself out of flow? Because we get to decide if we want to hop out of the current of flow or not, when we get to decide if we want to come back in and ride that wave. And then if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade to the Surf Your Wave session. And that one is where I'm going to go one-on-one with you for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And we're going to talk about it specifically for you and what flow looks like for you. So the masterclass is a more general thing, so you guys can dive deeper and you guys can do the exploration yourself. And the Surf Your Wave session is where I'm going to teach you how to surf for yourself. Like, do you need a longboard, a shortboard? Like, how are you going to get up on the wave? What is flow? You know, like that's what we're going to do in a kind of metaphorical way. So the Surf Your Wave session is if you want that extra support. So I want you guys to learn how to surf the waves in your flow, to find that current that is your current and then surf it.